The Extraordinary Rendition Program is run primarily by CIA, but they operate hand in hand with foreign intelligence agencies, and they also, as we have uncovered, operate with the assistance of certain US-based corporations which own and operate the aircraft. The CIA operates in a black hole, and it can do whatever it feels necessary to get persons who it deems to be terror suspects to detention facilities or to the custody of foreign intelligence agencies.
I was taken from airport, blindfolded and cuffed by a van to a security zone. They told me that the US had a story they wanted from me, and that was their job to get it.
I received a telephone call about 4 o'clock, and he's Ahmad, and he said that there is somebody arrested him. He didn't know. He think it's Swedish. Take many days until I can believe that he is in Egypt.
Ahmed is an Egyptian citizen. He and his family were in the process of seeking asylum in Sweden. One day in December 2001, Ahmed was walking down the streets of his hometown. He was picked up off the street by Swedish security police, and 24 hours later he was handed over to the custody of agents of the Central Intelligence Agency. We've only sued one defendant, and that defendant is Jeppesen DataPlan. And Jeppesen DataPlan are a wholly owned subsidiary of the Boeing Aerospace Company. In this lawsuit, we allege that over a 4-year period, Jeppesen actively participated in the rendition program by supplying flight and logistical services to a total of 15 aircraft which were used by the CIA in the Extraordinary Rendition Program. In Ahmed's case, what Jeppesen did was that they arranged the flight and logistical services for the aircraft to get that aircraft from point A, Sweden, to point B, Egypt.
He's torture, physical torture, very badly. And he's affected from this torture. He's tortured by electricity, then pour cold water in him. He left sometimes in very cold room with like freezing temperature. He's tied from head, from legs and hand, and left like this for long time, days.
Binyam Mohammed is an Ethiopian citizen who has legal residence in the United Kingdom. He was rendered on 2 occasions, and on those 2 occasions, the CIA rendered him using the services of Jeppesen DataPlan. So Jeppesen DataPlan, what they did was arrange flight and logistical services to pick Mohammed up in Pakistan and then fly him to a detention facility in Morocco.
Here I have a diary of Binyam, and I'm gonna read from his diary for you. They cut off my clothes with some kind of doctor's scalpel. I was totally naked. They took the scalpel to my right chest. It was only a small cut, maybe an inch. At first, I just screamed.
They beat them up, they strip them of their clothes, they humiliate them, they take photographs of them, they then sedate them and then chain them into the seat of an aircraft and fly them to their end destination point. And that destination point could be a US-run secret black site facility, or it could be to the custody of foreign intelligence agencies in countries such as Syria, Egypt or Jordan, where the whole world knows torture is routine.
It was an agony, crying, trying desperately to suppress my feelings. But I was screaming. There was blood all over. If I told you I was going to teach you...
These planes were private jets that needed major support by companies specialized in doing that.
Claudio Gatti is an Italian investigative journalist, and he's based here in the United States. To the untrained eye, these flight records are complete gobbledygook. What Claudio did was he broke the Jeppesen code.
Those companies' code is included in the flight plan, in the flight logs, and therefore you could identify for each flight the name of the company that supported the specific flight. One of the 7 individuals that were rendered on board of planes serviced by Jeppesen was Qasim al-Britel, who is a Moroccan-born Italian citizen who was captured in Pakistan in March 2002 and was taken into custody by US forces and was flown from Islamabad to Rabat in Morocco. Based on a confession that the lawyer claims was the result of torture, he was sentenced to 15 years in jail. I did call the CIA and ask them if they could confirm the fact that Jeppesen had a role in the extraordinary rendition program, but as expected, they declined to comment.
We filed this lawsuit against Jeppesen because we felt it was important to hold the corporation accountable for its complicity in the rendition and torture programs of the U.S. government. U.S. corporations should not be able to reap profits off of a program that is illegal and violates the basic values of Americans, individuals like Khaled El-Masri, a German citizen who's our client in another lawsuit.
Khaled El-Masri is another victim of the extraordinary rendition program. He was rendered from Macedonia to a secret detention facility run by the CIA in Afghanistan. He was detained there for some 5 months. 2 weeks into his detention, MSNBC reported that both Condoleezza Rice and George Tenet, then director of the CIA, were informed that they had an innocent man detained in a US-run detention facility. But yet his incarceration continued there for a further 5 months until he was subsequently released, flown back, dumped on a hilltop in the dead of night in Albania to find his own way back to his home in Germany. He was tortured, he was humiliated, away from his family. He's a completely changed man.
I simply want to have my old way of living back, and I want to feel secure again.
I've met with family members of some of the rendition victims, and similarly with them there's a sense of great loss of their loved ones and desperation to try and get them home and safe. All 3 of our clients in this case challenge in the extraordinary rendition program are still incarcerated. Binyam Mohammed is incarcerated in Guantanamo. Mr. Britel is in a prison in Morocco, and Ahmed Agiza is in a prison in Egypt.
Here we're talking about a private corporation deciding to make money on something that legal experts considered a violation of human rights.
Our opposition to the rendition program is not about the guys in the orange jumpsuits. It's not about detainees in Guantanamo. It's about who we are as Americans, what we believe in. When we look in the mirror and we think about what makes us proud as Americans, we think about the core values that define us as a great nation. The rendition program runs to the heart of what our democracy should not be about. America is much greater than that.
I've met with a number of the victims of the extraordinary rendition program, both the family members and the victims themselves. They're changed people. They'll never be the same again.
I don't have anything against American people. I think there is a lot of honest people there, but I can't say that the same thing about government. I think they treating us very unhumanly. This situation is like destroying me. I feel that I'm losing myself. So I hope it will be something coming soon.